We rendezvous with Rochambeau, consolidate their gifts. We can cut them off at Yorktown.
Cut them off at sea.
But for this to succeed, there's someone else we need.
I know.
Hamilton.
Because he knows what to do with the trench for the food and French and me.
Hamilton. Gonna have to use him eventually.
What's he gonna do on the bench of me?
Hamilton. No one matches my tactical, practical brilliance. You wanna fight for your land back? You gotta hit your right-hand man back.
Yeah, gotta get my hand back.
Get your right man back. The better the sooner, the better the getting it when you get your right hand back.
Alexander Hamilton is the subject of today's video. So we saw it just a week ago.
We have seen Hamilton
in New York.
In New York City, Richard Rodgers Theater. Obviously, it wasn't the original cast because they've been gone for a while, but it was all of their successors, and they were incredible. Mm-hmm. I mean, one thing I thought going into it was, like, we've listened to the soundtrack so many times and watched the videos, and it's like, you know, Lin-Manuel Miranda is Hamilton, and Leslie Odom Jr. is Burr, so, like, you are kind of going in with this prejudice, but overall,
it wasn't as big of an issue as you might think it would be.
No, and it was the level of talent.
Despite being, you know, entirely used to.
Yes.
It was still incredibly
The level of talent was so incredibly high. I should probably mention that we did buy our tickets like more than a year ago. Yeah. It was insane. They have
sell out very quickly.
Yes. They like put a whole block of dates on sale at once. It's usually I think like 10 a.m. And my mom was on the email list, but I don't think saw it. Like I'm not sure if she even got the email. Like I think she saw it on the website or on Twitter because we knew when
it had started.
Yeah, when you do some research, you can tell around when it's probable they're going to put the next block of tickets on sale. So we've jumped on it, and I think at 10:30, like already a ton of seats were sold out. But luckily we did snag a bunch. We were literally in the last row.
The very furthest back.
But I really liked it. You could. Indeed. It was a cool sort of bird's eye view. It was really neat. So I have lots of fun New York City vlogs that you are about to see because we stayed overnight and we had some fun adventures. We're almost there, guys. Hamilton, Richard Rodgers Theater, New York City. Is ours roll call? Oh my gosh, the line stretches back through here, although I guess it's in the warmth and not the wind. I think he said left.
But we're here.
We could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but we're here in New York City. We're in the nosebleeds, guys. Oh my gosh, we made it. This is the Richard Rodgers Theater. We're about to watch Hamilton. You do. A snap. Like this is what's behind us. We're literally in the upper room. We're here. We made it on time. We got stuck in a crazy traffic jam. We had to get out of the car and walk.
Please put away all those sound phones. You may not use them. You may LOL, but you may not text your BFF.
Looks so cool. This is it, guys. Are you pumped? Tell us how you're feeling.
We're seeing Hamilton.
Which
we've been listening to for what, like a year now?
Yeah. We bought these tickets like a year ago.
Oh yeah, exactly. So it's been longer than that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Gosh, this is gonna be super nice.
So pumped. We haven't actually listened to the soundtrack lately though because of course these are going to be different from the original performers, so we didn't want to be like prejudiced against them because the original soundtrack is pretty great. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited though. The set, it looks just like in the TV specials, you know? And I think, aren't there parts that move and rotate? It looks like it's really cool staging from all the like documentaries. Yeah. Because I think they have like 2 wheels that rotate, so that'll be cool. A view from above of the rotating.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh my god. Here's our cast. So pumped, guys. That's very appropriate. A presidential name. I mean, James Monroe isn't in this, but Madison was, and Madison came right before Monroe.
I think Monroe knew Hamilton. I guess he just didn't
Yeah.
big enough of a deal to make it.
It's intermission. Oh my gosh, guys. This is incredible.
I'm sure he did something.
It's so incredible to see it in person too, because there are all these like little elements of the choreography and like what the other characters are doing. Even like when it's so amazing how often the main characters are on stage, even when like it's not their song. Like they're in the wings, and it's so cool to see. I really want to buy a shirt. Do I buy it now or do I buy it later?
I don't know. I'll go with you when you do. I'll be with you when you do.
Go, leave your men. Till we meet again. It's weird to see the differences between this cast and the original cast because, you know, we listen to
Indeed, yeah.
CDs so many times,
be
you're so used to the
obviously
original
kind of
cast. But I think they're really good, and I think they do a good job of like delivering things slightly differently to like kind of make it their own. So it's still like really, it's like a different version of the song, but like still good.
Yeah.
I think Hamilton is really good. His voice is very good. You can't see the orchestra. Are they like literally under the stage?
You can see the composer.
Yeah, you can only see. They're standing up
The
now.
composer's
Can
in
you
the
guys see?
exact middle. You can see his
He's like in the exact center.
But,
But the rest of them, are they under? Is that
no
it? Not composer.
Oh,
What's
yeah,
the word we're looking
direct-
for? Conductor.
conductor, yes.
Do you have a favorite song? They were all
They're all really good.
The King, King George, was
Yeah,
so
he was
funny.
really good.
He came on right before the lights went down to tell us, you know, turn off your cell phones and everything. So cool. Oh wow, this is what the boxes look like. Oh, careful. Stairs. Careful. What would it be like to be in one of these boxes? You practically are on the stage. That's incredible. Guys, that was spectacular. Oh my gosh. The most exciting musical. Yeah, they were really trying to clear out the theater because there's another show. Isn't it crazy that cast is gonna do another show? That's insane. We thought we'd give you just a really quick little review of our Hamilton experience here. So what were some of your highlights?
Thoughts. I thought that Burr, especially when it opened, was the most disconcerting. In terms of he didn't sound like the
different.
original. It was different. And
He did really well though. Once
Yes.
you got to like his big numbers, like the rumor it happens and
Then
wait
he
for
really
it.
hit
He
it, and it
really
was
knocked
awesome.
it out of the park. But there were other moments. He played it a little bit differently. Some of the characters,
Indeed, the
and just
overall,
subtle,
little tweaks
really tiny
where it wasn't
differences.
what I was expecting from the CD.
The Leslie Odom Jr. Burr seemed very much like he had so much charm. Like you really couldn't help liking him. Like he was the bad guy, and yet you really felt like
he seemed to
on his side.
Yeah, I thought the vibe I got from the CD was that he really admired Hamilton, and
that they were
and
kind
was friends with him, and
Yeah.
and overall liked him, but at the same time, you know, was still a rival with him. But but
in this one, there was just a little bit more sort of animosity.
Yeah.
I loved the Hamilton though. He was the one I was most worried about because Lin-Manuel Miranda. It's like who can replace him? But this guy did a great job, and in some ways, I think his voice is like a little bit stronger than Lin-Manuel Miranda's because Lin-Manuel's has so much character that you don't mind if he like, you know, if it isn't really a strong voice. But this guy's was really amazing. Hey guys, so right now I'm editing the video that you're watching, and I realized one thing I totally forgot to mention when I was filming with Athos was Angelica. She was by far my favorite performer. It was Elizabeth Judd playing it for us, and we realized afterwards that she's actually the understudy. She's not like the normal Angelica, but she could not have been any better. I loved the difference between her interpretation of Angelica and like the original Angelica that you hear, you know, in the original original cast recordings. I love that one too. They're both fantastic. But the original is a little bit more like strident and bold. And this Angelica, at our performance, she had a much quieter kind of strength, but just as powerful. And it was so subtle and so beautiful. Anyway, back to the video. And how do they do that? Like the stamina to perform that many times is incredible. So what was like your favorite moment that you wouldn't have known from the CD that you saw?
Indeed. There were that I suppose is the sort of the most exciting part, was seeing the visuals that accompanied it.
Which also, we don't want to spoil it if you're gonna go see it. Like it's fun to see these in person, so if you don't want to like have it spoiled, make sure you skip. There were so many little touches, like when Philip, Alexander Hamilton's son, is rapping in the one song. It's like, you know, my name is Philip, I am a poet. But there's this like backbeat, the beatboxing, and you hear it in the CD, but I didn't realize it's Eliza, his mom, who's doing the beatboxing.
Standing behind the piano,
and it was so cute because I didn't expect it, but it was so fun when she started beatboxing to be his backup. When
King George is lamenting his loss in the Revolutionary War.
Blue.
And then he says, "I'm so blue," and he stomps on the he sort of, you know, looks around for a second in a pause, and then he stomps on the ground, and the spotlight on him turns blue. Like
they were supposed to do that.
To be blue, exactly. Yeah, it was very funny.
The lighting was incredible. It was so cool. So many intelligent, amazing. Like there were like cobblestones during the
projected.
During the It's Quiet Uptown scene, and just oh my gosh, the lighting.
Yeah, and speaking of that, they also did the cobblestones, I think, in the Schuyler Sisters scene, because I think they used that rotating stage
double turntables
so well. In the Schuyler Sisters scene, because the Schuyler Sisters supposed to be walking through town, they were walking along the rotating platform, and just the way they were like sauntering looked as if they were
like
walking
on a treadmill. Yeah, exactly.
It looked like they were just walking along through town, but because of the rotating stage, they stayed in one place, so they were able to just walk by the signpost, because there's multiple layers of the rotation. A signpost slid past them. Exactly. So it was like they were walking. It was really funny.
So fun. Yeah. I liked that Satisfied number that it's like Ben Franklin with the key and the kite. You see it, right? Like the electricity.
Oh yeah,
like
all
for
the lights
1 second.
blinked
And there were a ton of lights. There were like lanterns, beautiful set design, beautiful lanterns. And just for a split second, all of them shone really brightly and then went back to their normal. And the backup dancers were amazing. Like they were constantly telling like a sort of sub-story that was so good and that you wouldn't get from listening to the CD. But like, you couldn't even take it in, all in, because there was so much going on. Yeah. I really liked how when during the Revolutionary War, Hamilton is like sitting writing at one point, and one of the backup dancers, it's like there's a British soldier off to the side, and one of the backup dancers is the bullet, and it like just narrowly misses him, and it just it's like the song "Stay Alive," you know. Like, there's so many, you know, it's a miracle that you're still alive, like they say in the song. So it was so cool to see it in New York too.
Yeah, very exciting. Yeah. Everyone was excited to be there.
The audience was so great. Like no one had phones out, no one was coughing or like whispering. Everyone was just so rapt. Their attention was on the stage, and like when they were done in the curtain call, like everyone stood up right away. Like there was no even second guess about is this a standing ovation. It was like definitely yes.
Good show.
Excellent. Bought the shirts, of course.
Yep.
They were fun. They were very expensive, but
well, come on.
But it's like you're there. You want a.
I wish they had the. I wish they had put the name of the theater on the shirts. It's
that would have been cool. Richard Rogers.
But exactly, be like, in New York. Yeah.
The tour now. It's in Chicago, I think. Is it in LA? It's in London, of course. I'm excited to see Lin-Manuel in the Mary Poppins movie. I wonder.
Should be exciting.
How he'll do in that.
Indeed.
Pretty great. Thank you guys for watching. Leave us a comment below with your favorite Hamilton lyric. I've been trying to decide mine. During the performance, I noticed one, and it was, let's take a stand with the stamina God has granted us. Hamilton won't abandon ship. Yo, let's steal the cannons. So I think that might be mine. What's yours? Do you have a favorite that you can think of off the top of your head?
I would need to think about it for a long time.
No worries. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a magical and a Hamilton day.
There you go.
Bye.